What's up, folks? Welcome back to the stream. We're live with another game from the T5S2 Season 5 Invitational. This time, we have a really spicy matchup. We've had a couple spicy matchups so far this event, but we have a bit of a blast from the past here from our
we stand ready.
Player in the blue here, because CoGo is playing Adeptus Custodes. A faction we haven't seen too far near the top edge of the table in a couple months. They've been kind of pushed out by more recent factions. Versus on the other side, the brand new hotness. Heretic Custodes, played by Dylan Usher, rocking some word bearers to give himself protection from mortal wounds. One of the biggest downsides of Heretic Custodes is that they have extremely powerful physical defenses. They can defend against normal attacks very well, but mortal wounds have a pretty good chance of punching through. Word bearers softens that blow a little bit and gives you rerolls to hit, which is good for the possessed units, which are not core keyworded, but we can talk about Dylan's list in a sec. But I think we're mostly excited to see some Adeptus Custodes coming back to the table here, chat. Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Let's see, let's throw up a prediction here for those who are over in Twitch chat. For those who don't know, we are streaming both to YouTube and to Twitch. If you are in Twitch, you have some cool benefits you can do. You can use the soundboard, as we just heard. You can vote on our predictions. But also, you know, YouTube people, you're great too. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Oh, look at all these votes for
we stand ready
for Adeptus Custodes. Everyone's excited about Adeptus Custodes. All right, players have begun their deployment. I do want to apologize for the slight delay at the start of the stream here in chat. The players had ended up rescheduling a couple of minutes different, and didn't tell me, unfortunately. So we're sitting here for a little while. A little awkward, and it may be that if the game is not decided by the end of the timer, we may have to cut things a little early today, chat, because of the delay. I hope that doesn't end up happening, but hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll be a good game. You know, regardless of what happens, I hope we get a good game. So let's talk about these lists here real quick, chat. We'll talk about Dylan Usher's list first. You can find the list at tts40k.com/invitational. So many bolt guns, chat. Everyone's hungry. I hope everyone's hungry for some bolt guns, because there is going to be a lot of eating. We have Dylan playing. I hope we're not. Look at everybody dropping some eat bolt guns. There's to be fair, there aren't actually that many bolt guns on the table today. In fact, I bet we could count them on one hand, how many bolt guns we have. Do these characters have them? No. Bolt pistols. Dark Apostle, I don't believe, has a bolt gun. We do have, how many bolt guns? 11? 11 Astartes with bolt guns? I guess that's enough. Incredible, chat. Keep it going. drop those tokens in the soundboard. But talking about Dylan Usher's list, he is bringing a Word Bearers Battalion detachment. That's being led by a Dark Apostle, built out to smash with the best of them. He's equipped to Omen he knows Omen of Potency. The Black Mace is a 3 damage weapon that carries over, although not super useful in this situation because a lot of the enemies he's fighting are going to be 3 wound custodians, which, to be fair, it's pretty good to be bringing a 3 damage weapon against those 3 wound custodians, so I'm sure he's not too upset about that. Also bringing Exalted Possession to buff his strength and attacks. Now we also have 2 Masters of Possession in this detachment, one of them bringing the Voice of Lorgar. So many bolt guns. We have 2 units of 10 cultists, 3 units of 5 legionnaires. That's where our bolt guns are sitting, chat, that we're about to be eating. 3 units of Possessed, 10 Possessed apiece. One of them upgraded with the Black Rune of Damnation. And I believe that we have, Dylan has very helpfully listed that out in our the tooltip here. So this big purple unit in the center here, it has the -1 to wound relic. Fortunately, not too worried about the shooting from CoGo side of the table because it's mostly going to be a lot of Guardian Spear shooting. So a lot of strength 4, 2 damage guns. 2 damage is pretty annoying against those Possessed, but the Possessed being toughness 5 and -1 to be wounded means you can only be wounded on 6s by those gunshots. A little bit annoying. So Dylan probably just fine with taking that firepower. We also have 2 Venom Crawlers. Those are going to be stapled to the butts of the Masters of Possession. The Masters of Possession, for those who don't know, have a sacrificial dagger they can use to stab into a nearby unit, dealing D3 damage in exchange for a bonus to cast. That stacks with the Venom Crawler aura, which is another +1 to cast their spells, meaning that these Heretic Astartes armies have some of the most consistent psychic phases, although in exchange for damage on their own units. Although we do have one of those Masters of Possession with Pact of Flesh, so we could potentially be dealing that damage. And we also have the Word Bearer's ability to ignore mortal wounds on a 5+, so you could potentially be mitigating some of the damage that you would be dealing to your own units with those sacrificial daggers, then heal it back by casting Pact of Flesh with that bonus. So overall, not too big of a detriment, but in exchange for a cast bonus, it is a very big deal. Followed that up, we have 5 Warp Talons. Probably just there to do some secondary objectives, be a harassment unit. Force your opponent to screen, which you always want to do in order to basically not let them play in the sprinkler in their own deployment zone. But also, if you have to screen aggressively forward with any units against Chaos Space Marines, it gives Chaos Space Marines more options to engage into you. And as you know, you move in the charge phase, but you also move in the you move in the fight in the movement phase, but you also move in the charge and the fight phase in Warhammer 40,000. So if you have to screen aggressively to stop those Warp Talons from getting into your important units, that gives the Possessed something to get their numerous sharp and pointy teeth into. Look at those teeth. Look at the teeth on those guys. They want to just put those teeth all over your models and use them to slingshot their movement even farther up the table to deal insane-o damage. So this is going to be an interesting game, chat. I'm very excited to see Word Bearers on the table so far. I think we've seen a lot of play from the other Chaos Space Marine subfactions, but a little bit less from Word Bearers in specific. So I am pretty hyped to see how these Possessed end up doing. The question mark is whether they're going to have enough oomph to get through the superlative defensive effects that we have on the table of the Adeptus Custodes. Now, Adeptus Custodes have been handed a pretty tough lot so far in data slate updates. They got several nerfs. They were one of the most dominant factions at the beginning of the year, but received several depowerments to make them a little bit weaker. And we saw a lot of their stratagems get nerfed, but also their access to objective secured get totally neutered. Previously, any Adeptus Custodes infantry, including their characters, received objective secured if they were part of a Custodian detachment. And that has been changed so that now, like other factions, only their troops units will. So CoGo has taken that change into to heart and said, well, if the troops are the only ones that get objective secured, I'm only going to take troops, I guess. Which is the direction he's gone in. So he's taken 1 battalion detachment out of Adeptus Custodes, a Knight Centurion, and Trajan Valoris in that detachment. Trajan Valoris has the Warlord to regenerate CP and get his incredible Warlord traits. Plus, 2 units of 10 Adeptus Custodians, 1 unit of 6 Adeptus Custodians. The 2 units of 10 have Presidium Shields and Sentinel Blades. So, yeah, here we see them getting just placed down here. Lipped around Trajan a little bit so those Venom Crawlers can't target him down if they don't want to. But just look at this solid wall of golden armor here, chat. This, as a Custodes player, this is what you love to see. This is just some pure Custodes steel and sinew here, chat. Ready to face down the horrors of chaos. Absolutely. Love the theme of this fight. So the big question is whether or not they're going to have what it takes to fight through the Possessed. The Possessed do have, a lot of resilience, and they're going to hit relatively hard in melee. But What they don't have is objective secured themselves. Those cultist bombs and those legionaries hiding inside those possessed units are certainly going to help. But, like we just talked about, the big benefit of these Custodian Guard squads is that they are huge, enormously resilient infantry units in the troop slot of a Custodes detachment, meaning they are objective secured. So we have 30 wounds protected by a 1+ armor save and 4+ invulnerable save, and further compounded by the other defensive effects that we have in the list, those being 2 Vexilla Praetors. One of them granting light cover with a Vexilla Defensor, the other one granting dense cover with a Vexilla Magnifica. As well as a redeploy thanks to Castellan's Mark on that Vexilla Magnifica there. Xenos, chat? I don't know. I don't know about that. Alongside, in order to clear some infantry, we have some Witch Seeker Flamers. But overall, I think mostly just going to try to out-attrition your opponent by taking the center objective, holding it down with 20 Custodian Guards. We do have a 6-man of Custodians that can hide in the corner. They're very difficult to remove from an objective. We have a 4-man of Custodians on a different objective. Plus, these characters can maybe do some objective holding if they need to. And the rest of this army is most likely going to push directly up the center of the table, have a big old fight with its opponent, and hopefully win. And I think the failure mode here as well, the Possessed, I have a sneaking suspicion the Possessed has what it takes to punch through the Custodian Guards. We'll have to see, but I think they'll be able to get there. But whether or not they can do it before the Custodian Guards push them out on primary objectives is going to be the real question mark. Now, we are probably going to see the recent data slates come into effect here, forcing the Custodes only to be able to use a Steamed Amalgam on their Emperor's Chosen units once per game rather than every turn. That's a stratagem that lets them adopt the host abilities of any other shield host. And importantly, they could use Solar Watch to be able to fall back and charge, which means that once these big units stuck in, they could pull out, and while they lose lots of their rerolls and a little bit of defense that they would get from being Emperor's Chosen, that they could then pursue the enemy objective secured units that were fighting with them for objectives. So we're not going to see that interaction happen quite as much, but I have to imagine that that's probably where CoGo is planning to use his once per game Steamed Amalgam. So what do we think, chat? 70% in favor of Adeptus Custodes. 43K voted for Custodes here. Yeah, I know some callouts for Shadow Keepers. Now, to be fair, the players had a pretty good idea of what they would be playing when the Invitational was paired, when they submitted their lists. And a big benefit that Dylan has, I think, at the list submission stage is even if you're knowing you're going to be playing against him, you actually don't know what he's going to be playing, because Dylan Usher is a Warhammer 40k player of many talents. He likes to play the newest thing, oftentimes because it's very strong, but also because it offers a new experience. And we have seen Dylan over the course of his career in T5S2 play a ton of different factions. It just seems like Heretic Astartes are the latest one he's trying, and he mentioned before the game, as we were talking to the players, that he's only played this list a couple of times before. So going in kind of blind into the Invitational, but hoping the skew will see him through. But as CoGo, you look at a player who's been known to play, everything from Drukhari to Grey Knights to Adeptus Mechanicus, and you have no idea where they're going to be going. So teching for them specifically is very difficult. And that is the benefit of, while there is a huge benefit, CoGo is a renowned Imperial player and loves playing Adeptus Custodes in specific. There is a big benefit to doing that, in that he knows Adeptus Custodes like the back of his hand at this point. But the other benefit is that his opponent also knows that he knows Adeptus Custodes. So you can probably try to include some technology to defeat them. Looks like Roll to Go First is happening right now. We have Dylan with a 3, CoGo with a 1, and that will be Heretic Astartes taking the first turn. I have to imagine, especially this being the Scouring, CoGo would have appreciated the Roll to Go First, because that allows you to begin performing actions on your home objectives before your opponent has the opportunity to charge those units. But given the fact that neither of these armies have particularly strong ranged alpha strikes, I think either of them would probably be okay going one way or another. Assuming that CoGo can survive until the end of the game, he does have that bottom round 5 scoring, which is certainly going to be helpful if he can keep a Custodian unit alive to grab 3 objectives and score himself a nice 12-point primary. Fucci in there, dropping 28k on CoGo. Amazing. Oh, Fuchi. I'm sad that you didn't make it to this Invitational, Fuchi. Maybe this season.
A little bit. I can redeploy 2 units or put them in reserve. I don't think I will do any of that. I'm pretty much on the line. Put these little daggers. Yeah. All right. That's what I'm gonna do. Over to you.
Cool.
All right, baby. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
All right,
Okay. So,
let's start this game. Boom.
yeah. Do I have anything to do in the command phase? I'm not sure. Okay. No, not that guy. Sonic Whispers, maybe. Possessed don't have anything to declare. Venom Claws don't have anything to declare. Oh, yeah, Dark Apostle. Let's give him extra attacks. Yeah!
You get it on 2, right? With your little guys?
I don't even think that that's what it does anymore. Yes, they add 1 to the rule.
Yeah.
Cool.
We can tell that Dylan has not been
that's
playing
good
this
to know.
faction for too long. Now learning what Dark Apostles do. Well, we're happy for you, Dylan.
Go
I'm glad
to
you're
movement.
taking the opportunity to
So,
expand your
I'm
knowledge of Warhammer
saying-
40,000.
Like, over here. So, let's move from Possessed. Actually, it's a shooting that scary at all. It's 20 shots that wound me on 5s, -1, 2 damage. You know what? No. Put them back. And let's go for an advance with that unit. A 5. Cool.
Yeah, so it looks like Dylan just pushing
And
as
you
far
get
as up
6,
as he can go.
So that'll be a
probably.
9-inch charge.
Yeah, trying to make it as difficult as possible to get engaged
So your
I do
pistol
think he
range is
wants to
also
tow a
technically your
model.
charge range.
onto the center objective. It's probably worth it, if only to force CoGo to potentially advance objective secured onto that objective instead of charging. Or instead of shooting and potentially declaring charges.
The objective. That'll make it what? I can make it a 10. And you've got no way to get additional pluses to charge?
Are the resources for next season ready in TTS? So the
16.1, there we go.
the Warzone Nephilim, the FTC map base has been updated for Warzone Nephilim, if that's your question. Question full.
And then shoot 15, so they could potentially shoot 19.
15 with the big shots, yeah.
Well, I could gamble. What does moving on to the center objective get me? It forces you to get something onto the center objective. Am I actually scared by the big shots? Not particularly. They wound me on 5s. Fine.
So worried about this 4-man unit of Sagittarium over here. The Sagittarium Custodians have a pretty unique combi weapon as their primary weapon system, with a heavy bolter profile on the top, and that's slung with a Strength 5 AP 3 damage secondary fire. With the benefit, obviously, that you can advance and fire with both of those profiles because they're assault weapons, interestingly. And because they're a combi weapon, you can also double tap them. So you can actually confer 2 -1 to be hit, or -1 to hit effects on yourself. which do not stack, meaning that you can make full use of those both of those profiles without really having to lose too much if you're
If you
advancing.
mess up coherency slightly, I'm not going to like crucify you on it.
Likewise.
So there we go. We'll go for...
The chat might crucify you, but I will not crucify you.
So we want to stay... So you can do 24 inches from a Sisters of Silence unit to do auto-deny, can't you?
It's 18.
Is it 18? Okay, that makes me feel a lot safer.
Check. Do we want to move? We can move these up. Oh no, sorry, it's a regular. No, it's 18 inches. Yeah, and they move 7, right? So it's 25 inches technically.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just thinking for this time.
Yeah, you should be good this time.
Yeah, so you definitely want these to be 18, 22 away because there's no point having them more forward. Cool. 22? 22. They can't be shot. Cool. Which, if they can't be shot, I might as well move them more to the middle. Then you could shoot them with these, but I think we're out of 25. Yeah, so it'd just be big shots, which shouldn't do a lot. I hate this. I'm not used to Marines. This is a completely different way that I play.
I know. It's taking a gamble playing new army at the tournament time. I think about Necrons, but
So, my thinking on it was, Harlequins are the second best army in the game unless it's US open terrain, and then they get screwed. Because they're a gunline army, but you can just sit behind the wall and they can't.
yeah.
Advance the blue possessed unit? Yeah, be aggressive.
Heresy grows from
Always
idleness.
be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
Nice soundboard user, chat.
Not moving forward, I'm moving backwards. And then, okay, so we do actually have actions I have to do. That's a thing I have to remember. So the Chaos Space Marine unit will just move up and plant banners.
Yep.
Yeah, so these guys could come out this way and shoot, but they're what? Strength 4, AP 1, 2 damage. Cool. Not super bothered. They'll banner. The cultists will scan.
Yeah, one thing that is pretty impactful about the amount of firepower that Dylan is expecting to see here is that the Sentinel Blade Custodians are significantly less dangerous than the Guardian Spear or Sagittarum, the units on the flanks. So while those guys can push out and potentially get some chip damage into the Chaos Army as it moves up the table, especially with these, we're going to be using these Legionnaires here as fodder for the Master of Possession to fuel his psychic powers. They are in kind of danger from the Sagittarum shooting. And the same for the Guardian Spear Custodians, because their weapons are pretty effective. The downside is that the Sentinel Blade shooting is not going to be that big of a deal because it's only range 12. So despite the fact that we could potentially get some shots into the Possessed in the middle, it's not going to be that many. It also means that the Custodians are not going to be towing the center of the table, so Dylan would get a 12-point primary just right off the bat, which would be pretty good. And I'm sure he's pretty happy with.
We will advance the green possessed unit because we can. 6. They want to go forward. They've rapid fire. No, they're assault. And they've got those, and then there's some flamers, which are like meh. So you move 6. You've got no way to advance and charge.
Correct.
I think we're just gonna sit behind the wall. In a very Chaos Space Marine-y way. And I'm out of range to declare a charge.
So certainly worth noting here, chat, that the possessed are, or that we are using the latest FAQ update to the core rules. So we do have a 2-inch engagement zone if it passes through obscuring terrain that you're within 1 inch of. So there is a potential that we could see a little bit of a bonus to charge against either the custodians or the possessed that are hiding inside the buildings. But if that changes later on in the event, change might be reflected before the semifinals game.
Range, cool. Other one will go here. Do some shooting. It'll be fun, guys, I swear. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. Cool. Let's go to, I've just done a thumbs up to myself. Let's go to Psychic. So, Master of Possession is going to wound this. Is going to do mortal wounds against this lovely Marine unit he's next to. I do D3. Cool. I do 3. I don't like that. I get 5 ups against it. Cool. It kills a Marine. But he gets now +3 to cast, and he's going to go for Care Staff. And he gets Care Staff. And then we'll go for Infernal Power, and we won't do the pluses to cast, and we'll just put that on the front possessed unit. That goes off an 11. So those guys now also wound on 6s to hit. Which is fun. Anything else? No? Cool.
Yeah, one of the things that is happening more and more in this edition is that the factions predicated on psychic powers have some very, very consistent casts. We have Strains of Fate from Azure Yanni. Obviously, all of the bonuses that Tyranids have to cast. Thousand Suns with auto-passing spells and undeniable spells. And then even topped off by these Masters of Possession with their Sacrificial Dagger. Although, obviously, we did kill a 20-point unit model to get that off.
It's higher or equal to. I will cry. It's greater. It's greater. Of course it's greater. Okay. Yeah, he can't cast any more powers, so let's give me my 6-inch safety bubble. Cool. And we'll go to shooting. We'll shoot a Venom Crawler into that red unit.
Okay.
6 shots.
-1 to hit.
Cool. Very polarized. They couldn't decide. 1 save, -2.
-2, I'm on a 0 up save, so I got a 2 up save.
Cool.
Good.
The other one will try the same thing. Cool.
Just at
okay, well,
frankly ridiculous resilience.
I got 3 6s, which means I got 3 explosions
from
if it's heavy.
the Custodians. Just a 0+.
It's assault, of course. It's assault.
Not taking any
3s.
damage here.
3 saves.
Oh,
Hey,
we did it.
Okay.
We scratched the paint on one of the Custodians, the Venom Crawler shot.
Yeah.
All right, Custodians, are you ready to eat bolt gun? Get those eat bolt guns in chat there.
That's it.
Oh no, the Marines are not shooting. That's too bad.
So we started strategic scan. We've done our banners. We couldn't do the long war this turn. Okay, over to you.
Okay. So, in my command phase, I can pick a guitar.
So relatively aggressive turn from Dylan here. There we go, chat. Thank you so much. Relatively aggressive turn from Dylan, as I think is to be expected in an army that's rocking 30 possessed. And really is going to be forcing the issue with CoGo. So the question CoGo has here is he's currently being outnumbered on objectives. Dylan has 3 to his 2. Meaning that Dylan's representing a really early 12-point primary lead, which CoGo does not necessarily want to give up, because that, if nothing else happens, offsets his potential bonus from having bottom round 5 scoring. So he's certainly incentivized to throw something in the middle, but that will give an easy charge to the possessed. Whereas normally I think you would want to be able to force the game to go another turn. so that you can get better engages into the possessed units. I have to imagine what happens here. I don't believe that there's a way that we get out of the range of the possessed. I have to imagine we may advance one Custodian Guard squad to tow the center automatically, and then maybe go for some charges with the second one, and call that good. Because the possessed are going to be coming in themselves, regardless of what you do. They're just fast enough to get some pretty solid charges into the Custodian lines.
And I think I'm going to spend 2 command points to put my units as a different shield host. And I'll make it Shadow Keepers. Do I get a command point back from Mr. Trajan Valoris? I do not.
So, interestingly, we're going to use our Esteemed Amalgam here to turn one of these Custodian squads into Shadow Keepers. So that's going to reduce the attacks of enemy units engaging them by 1. So they become much more resilient against the possessed units. Now, the possessed have a ton of attacks per model, which means they're not quite as impacted by that debuff as a lot of factions would be. It really depends on the number of models that are getting their attacks reduced. In this case, you're only probably hitting 6 or 7 possessed models and giving them -1 attack. So over the course of a unit that's normally attacking 30 or 40 times, you're going to reduce it by maybe 20%. Or I guess literally 20% because they have 5 attacks. Whereas a unit where you have 2 or 3 attacks per model is going to be much more impacted. So the possessed aren't quite as worried about it right now, but that isn't going to make that unit significantly more difficult to kill. Looks like we may be angling an advance with the Witch Seekers onto that objective. They are moved 7 instead of 6. So the potential that they could touch that middle objective and contest it is there.
It's a 10er. A 9 or 10er on the charge. Right there.
It was just over 16. Oops.
Yeah.
Why is that now 15.8?
Because it's, look, if you're grabbing from that side.
It's fine.
So I think I start the Sisters of Silence will advance. I think 7, 10, down to 5. Advance to that. Yeah, Sisters of Silence will advance. For a 1. Wonderful.
Not the big advance roll we wanted to see for the Sisters, so they are not going to be able to
8 inches
grab that
and
objective
short.
freely. You're going to see a CP reroll here on a advance roll.
Deployment a little bit. Maybe a 6. It's not so great. Ooh, I really don't want to do this now. It's an 11 incher. Quick little think. So they've advanced already, so they can't do the action no matter what. So, I don't want to do this one. I'm going to spend a command point and roll that advance.
Okay.
So let's get a.
So we are spending CP trying to get the Witch Seekers in there. That is going to be much less of a committal from CoGo into the middle. No, he only gets a 2, chat. That's so sad. So 1 CP down on that attempt. But that would mean that we now do not need the Custodians to be able to make that advance. I wonder if you even expose them here, or just keep them on that home objective. They are a little annoying to charge because they have good flamethrowers, but I think they're just going to get mopped up by some random Chaos units if they push out too far right now. And I'd like to see them kind of attempt a flanking maneuver around the side to start dealing with these cultists that are going to be obsecking the home objectives of the Heretic Astartes. Yeah, Keptaris for the Katacha.
Also move back a wee bit. Still plant that banner. All right. I think these red boys are ready to move up. 6 inches.
We're actually just moving the Shadowkeeper squad right now. Not advancing. I think I would expect to see a formation where we try to force. Oh, we're going for a charge. All right, fair enough. Where we try to force the possessed to hit the Shadowkeeper unit first. We're just gonna hope for a 9-inch rerollable on these guys. It's a little scary, but you know, to each their own.
You want to charge. You also get the rerolls when you get charged, right?
Yes. I'm 90% sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, so instead of actually just doing the advance on this red unit, I will, the movement, I am actually going to advance this unit.
Oh, and I don't believe that gets them onto the objective either. Oh, no, chat!
No!
I am short.
Missed 3 3-ups to hit that center objective so far. That's highly unlikely. Very sad. And that might force the blue unit to move forward in order to prevent the 12-point primary, and that gives the possessed the optimal engagement into them. Now, what I'd like to see is after that advance roll, because we can make the moves after you see the advance roll, what we could see here is once these guys advance, they know they're not going to get to the objective. We could see them peel around this way in order to give them the greatest frontage.
Screwing up deployment so incredibly.
And force as many possessed to hit those Shadowkeepers models as possible, because that's going to reduce their attacks. Not to mention the fact that you have Fraternity of Heroes for these guys, so they do have the ability to heroically intervene for a CP. So if the possessed elect to come in anywhere along basically this area, you would be able to threaten them with that Shadowkeeper's effect. And that really protects the blue unit if the blue unit elects to stay back. But what may end up happening here is that we just try to force blue unit into the center as well. We'll see. But that is something to keep in mind, is that you can sequence your advance, your movement after you know your total distance of your move. The dice will betray you, champ. That's why we have our shout out to store.tactical-tortoise.com. We have our new T-shirt with the backstabbing dice on there. He's got a little knife. He's gonna stab you directly in your heart.
I convert CP into VP.
This is why deep striking turn 1 is good. Well, not necessarily this situation. This would be, in fact, I think almost identical to deep striking turn 1, since your deep strikers would not be able to be placed in the center objective, and the charge out of a deep strike, if you're looking for a charge, would be exactly the same as the charge that these Shadowkeepers are going for. We're gonna put Trajan in there.
These Custodian Guard here are gonna shimmy back a wee bit on the objective. They'll raise a banner back on 5.
Cool.
This gentleman will come here and do the strategic scan.
Yeah.
Unlikely it would be, well, it would be situationally an 8-inch charge. If you deep struck here and declared a charge to get this guy, it would be an 8-inch charge to successfully make the charge, which you could pile and consolidate onto the objective. So, like, maybe. But that charge, I think, is significantly worse because you end up probably pulling in the green unit as well because they also have an extended engagement range. I don't know. It becomes kind of nightmarish.
10-inch charge in the roll. Dice in the roll. But yeah, I gotta advance the blue.
Cool.
Yeah, hopefully we do see a rework of that, the extended engagement rule, chat. I would agree. I, in fact, just got an email from the TO for an event that I'm attending this weekend, who asked them to, who asked players to, anytime that you intend to consolidate or use combat movement, hey, we did get a unit to the center. The blue unit does have to go in, but that means we did waste our, effectively waste our CP to make this unit Shadow Keepers. Although it does mean that Dylan has to kind of couch how he engages into them, so it's not the end of the world. But he asked players to call a TO if they ever intended to move out of engagement range. Not because the TO wanted to, like, you know, prevent them from doing it or saying anything about it, but they wanted to... I think the intention was that they wanted to see it in action for future events where they would potentially ban that rule. Good stuff.
Get a little bit closer. Was intended to leave a little hole for him. So I haven't finished moving that unit, so I can just give him a shimmy.
That's fine. Just needs to be a little bit more. Yeah, okay.
Trajan advances.
Cool.
Okay, now we just.
Hey, Trajan likes being quick.
The lady behind him. We'll run behind him. 7 plus 6. All right, now we get these after I've run all this MCP.
Of course.
Stick it gets weird. Then stick it like that. And then this Bannerman will...
Banana Man.
The Banana Man will also advance.
You can't just say Banana Man when you're referring to an Adeptus Custodes army. Nobody will know what you mean. So, the big brick of the Custodians going into the center of the table. The other benefit of obviously getting the blue unit to touch the center objective is that there's no way that Dylan can prevent combat movement once he engages to stop you from getting to Objective 3. So what could potentially happen is that if CoGo had moved up the table and not gotten anything onto Objective 3, he donates, or gotten something that wasn't objective secured onto Objective 3. He donates the 12-point primary. Then if Dylan comes in and puts models in base-to-base contact effectively with the entire front rank of his objective secured units here, those guys would not be able to pile in and consolidate unless they kill everything that they're engaged with, which means that they would not be able to move into onto the objective.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And that would, so right now CoGo is also threatening a 12-point primary, which is either going to force Dylan to kill all of his models, which is relatively unlikely. Custodians are already kill, or get his own objective secured to the middle. Which he does have in range. We do have the Legionaries back here who could lock that thing down. But it does mean we have to play for it.
And we saved it.
Take that wound. Well, you saved it because you're in cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Right. Well, this will be a fun turn too.
Yeah?
Because I think that will end a turn.
Okay.
Yeah, chat. We're talking about WTC roll? Yeah. Anytime I need to complete a charge and call a TO in order to complete the charge. That's a different situation, though, because the TO in this situation, I think, was asking to see the result of the rule just, I think, by way of their own education and to see the situations in which it comes out. It wasn't for an actual judge call. But the WTC requires a judge to actually resolve your combat. Just... Oh, okay.
Cool. Claw meet FaceTime.
Yeah.
The Custodians are 2 model offset. Yep, that's correct,
yeah. Play because I'm reading my stratagems. Does anyone know if Wikipedia has been updated?
All right, so we are back over to Dylan Usher's turn. He's going to go through his stratagems real quick here. He's going to take a moment to... I think it's probably appropriate for word bearers, right? Where the first thing that they would do at the start of their turn would be to open some sort of arcane grimoire full of demonic lore. The demonic lore just being different stratagems that you could potentially use over the course of this game. And use that to inform the rest of their turn. So I think Dylan's actually just role-playing effectively some sort of word bearer's cultist. So kudos to forging the narrative there, Dylan.
Cool. I don't have to even act like that Invon exists. Legions. Cool. I'll figure out what I'm going to use stratagems for in a second. We'll learn. So, let's buff up the Dark Apostle. Yeah. Cool.
Now, I think there's an argument to be made here for Dylan to actually kind of put the shields down a little bit on the Masters of Possession. Because one thing to keep in mind is that this unit that's Shadowkeepers right now, because of Esteemed Amalgam, for the remainder of the battle round, is no longer an Emperor's Chosen unit. It is now a Shadowkeepers unit, which means it loses the 4+ against mortal wounds that an Emperor's Chosen unit would normally have. So they are significantly less resilient against mortal wounds currently, which means I think there's a argument to be made for at least one of these Masters of Possession, if not both, although we are taking a Psychic Interrogation on Dylan Usher's side, so going to be trying to angle for a Psychic Interrogation with one of them so we don't get blanked on that secondary. But to move over, give huge bonuses to cast, and try for a Sleeper Smite on this unit to clip out 1 or 2 Custodians really easily.
So we could go 9, then maybe charge. That'd be interesting. Probably a bad idea, but interesting. Okay. So I get 2 on banners. We get 8. Let's move. See if we can do anything funny. Maybe. You've got a 3-inch heroic from the Custodes squads?
Correct.
Cool.
And 6 inches from Trajan.
That's fine. I'm sort of just going to have to accept that Trajan's going to punch me in the face.
And Trajan does have a really good profile at clearing out these possessed. Strength 10, 3 damage is essentially the exact breakpoints that you want to be able to get them.
Yeah, that's what everybody came here for.
Although they are going to be Cursed Earth in a moment, I imagine. So they're going to be Fort Bliss and Vulnerable saves, so they're significantly more resilient than you would expect.
Then we'll move the green unit. Okay, maybe we'll move, I don't know, what talents, I don't know. Yeah! Maybe try a really long charge. Well, not that long, actually. You could, like, cover stuff. I have the problem that you can take my objectives really easily. But if I make you wade through all of this, shit.
Yeah, the problem with trying to pin the intervention on Trajan is that it moves into the intervention of the Sentinel, the other Custodian Guard squad, which is not necessarily what you want to be doing, especially because if you end up engaging them in the fight phase, you could potentially reduce your attacks. I do wonder if there's a line of play where we see a possessed hit both units to open up that charge distance, then pile out, so engage both of them so that neither of them can heroically intervene, then pile out towards Trajan, ending closer to the blue Custodians, which CoGo is not going to pull because they are the ones on the objective, and then pile out back this way. Although that would be a very complex combat movement, and I think the fact that the possessed bases are so big means that they would get in each other's way. I think if we were trying to complete that. Although that is a good call out. Potentially a line of play that's available in there for Dylan.
Look, I accidentally deleted the shit. Man by accident.
It's late at the price off. Funny.
Accidentally deleted so I copy pasted the other guy here. Change his name so I could remember who.
Yeah.
Possessed our big boy chat.
Amateur over here, chat.
Who remembers when, back in the day when Possessed was just like a 25 mil base idiot? Look at these guys now. Significantly more impressive.
There you go. Yeah! Hahaha, maybe I can get it, because now I can minus 6 inches from your minus 1 from your leadership. Yeah. Dark Fossil. Venom Crawler. Be funny if I moved it up. But
the models being like permanently dead after they run away, I think is baked into most of the reanimation rules in the game, to be fair. I believe Resurrection Protocol, or Rights of Reanimation says that, and I think the Narthessium does too.
Hodge.
I think WTC has blanket ruled it. One thing that WTC likes to do, and we should probably slow down before this becomes a WTC bash stream, but one thing that WTC likes to do is put FAQs in their errata documents that already exist in the game. I think just probably to head off like questions that constantly get asked and to stop people from like trying to, game them to angle shoot at them. But it does kind of, I think, create a little bit of confusion because there's like a ton of overlapping information. So it looks like Dylan pulling this Possessed squad, not fully committing into both of the Sagittarium squads. Going to be trying to put 2 Sagittarium units onto the blue squad. Potentially 2 Sagittarium units and the Warp Talons. Which means I have to imagine that we would, if that's the case, we would see our one use of Emperor's Auspice used there to prevent rerolls against them, because that would turn off the rerolls on the Warp Talons and on the Possessed Word Bearer's ability. Although it's certainly the case that those Warp Talons could push into the Sagittarium and try to clip out that objective. Although I think it's unlikely that they kill 4 Sagittarium guard by themselves.
Objective over here. That's what we can scan. Yeah, so we've just piled the cultists on. Yep, cool. Sure, and then we'll go to shooting, I guess. Psychic, not shooting, psychic. Okay, so we'll go for Cursed. Master of Possession is going to wound the Marine unit. I'm going to do 3 to myself again. 5s. Okay, we saved 2 of them this time though. And did I stupidly put him an 18 of both? No, he's only an 18 of 1. Cool. Cursed Death goes off on a 10.
You get plus, yeah.
Plus 3. Then we'll go. You could.
Yes. That's fine. Could be like.
Cool. Infernal Power will go on to the. We'll put it on the purple Possessed unit, I think. Cool. That one's on an 8.
It was on an 8. Yeah, I'll try another one. Try to stop that one.
Okay.
So I'll spend a command point. So it's the 4 up to me.
Cool.
Can I get it back on a 5 up? I do.
Cool. And then we'll go for Psychic Interrogation. Goes off. So we get 3.
Right. Forgot. So probably should have done that.
There go Madden chat does own the old 25 mil base Possessed. Amazing.
Where is he? Over here. Let's not do Death Arc. Let's not do Skeins of Fate. Let's just go for
chat, we are going to
Smite from the Balefire.
Big fight in the middle. And it looks like we are going to be trying to smite.
Smite. On a 7. On an 8 because of the Venom Core.
Oh, but angling into the Custodian,
yeah,
the Emperor's
yeah,
Chosen
so go for it.
Custodians, not the Shadowkeeper's ones. Little
Put
awk.
2, so you
Oh,
can
certainly could have
deny
positioned it better, I
pluses.
think.
Take 1.
Cool.
This guy here.
Cool. Oh, wait, I need to go back. That Master of Possession, does it get me a CP? Yeah! Cool. And then the other unit are just going to... What, there's a guy on 2 wounds. Cool. The other unit is just going to go for... I don't know, we'll put Diabolic Strength on the... Where is he? Possessed leader in the purple unit.
Okay.
And we pebbles. So I take 3.
Take it into 3. This is because
This is the white. This is the white unit.
Yeah. Okay.
So I take 2. So it's gonna kill him and wound this guy. Jesus, they're just killing themselves.
Black. Completing the mission.
I don't know what it is to move it up.
Pause the time.
There we go. Cool. So we'll go. That's all of Psychic. I mean, it went off. So he's got +2 attacks on the leader and +2 strength.
So I think that we have
Cool.
killed... How many Legionaries so far? 2 full Legionaries from Sacrificial Dagger Strikes already? Incredible. Good job, team. Dylan does have a 3rd Legionary Squad, the Blue Legionary Squad, into the center objective.
Yep.
So they are going to be conferring OBSEC there. And the important thing to keep in mind about objective secured rules is that they check only whether or not you have objective secured, not how many models with objective secured you have on the objective. So once the Chaos Space Marines with Legionaries have towed the objective, now the possessed, potentially if they can outnumber the Custodians there, will be able to steal that objective away. Although, to be fair, if we allow Trajan in and this Alpha Strike doesn't go incredibly well, though it's probably going to be a lot of damage. Each of those Custodians counting as 2 models moving to the center objective is going to be a pretty big deal.
They're -1 hit as well, aren't they? Okay.
You think
So
you
we
get
get
2?
the extra hit. Cool. And then 4 wounds. -2, so 2s.
Yeah. Oh. Got that. You got that. Because it's 2 damage weapon.
Yeah.
Eat bolt gun!
And then we'll put the Venom Caller into...
They are eating some bolt gun,
I
chat.
don't know, how much is it? Yeah, we'll put it into the blue unit again.
Converted 2 Venom Crawler shots so far.
5.
Yep. And 6, 3s.
That's 3 saves. Oh,
Good.
okay. Cool. Yeah, so I guess we're just into charges. So we'll go for...
Right. Start of the charge phase. I will
Yep.
throw a Tanglefoot Grenade.
Yep.
So- Interestingly, throwing a Tanglefoot
can't
Grenade
throw
into one of
Reptiles.
these possessed units, probably.
You can't really throw them.
It doesn't look to me like the blue unit is planning on charging. We have Dylan set up in this defensive position here with his Legionaries blocking any potential contesting of his objective. I don't know if he's planning on sending the blue possessed unit, but I have to imagine he's not. So we may see a Tanglefoot Grenade on one of the possessed units to try to reduce the number of models that can get into melee range, but I actually don't know if it's going to be too useful.
Spin that. This is by 2 inches.
Cool.
Back to you.
So what we'll do is, how far does the Knight Centaur get to intervene?
Just a 3-inch like a regular character.
Okay, just the 3. Cool. So we will charge. We'll charge the purple unit into the Custodian Guards first.
Okay.
All right, here they come, boys.
Yep.
So we did reduce the charge of the possessed by 2. Also, I guess potentially heading off any theoretical charge deep into the objective back here, which does make sense.
Nine.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind too, chat, is that the Adeptus Custodes have a 1 CP interrupt if they are on an objective, and I think we may be angling to use that if 2 possessed units hit the singleton custodian unit. If not too much damage is taken for 1 CP, as long as one of those dudes is still towing on that objective, they can then be chosen to fight before the second possessed unit attacks. Moving into the Knight Centuria's heroic intervention range, although it doesn't look like she actually has any melee weapons, so possessed, not too worried about her attacks. Or heroic intervention range, I should say, not melee range.
Slightly bottlenecked ourselves, but it should be recoverable. The Warp Talons are going to go into... Do we go on the Witch Seekers? Or do we just sort of double down into this and, I don't know, go into the Knight Century or something funny? She doesn't have any, like, combat weapon, does she?
No.
Oh, in that case, sorry, I'm not done charging these then. Not too bothered if she intervenes then. Well, we'll get the extra movement here.
Was she declared as a charge target?
No, I'm not going within an inch. I'm just going within the
It's a
heroic.
2-inch engagement, though.
Oh, that's right, because she's in cover. That's so.
I don't even have to like learn how to do this. I have no events played with that other than this. So I'm just gonna have to get by.
Thanks for that, Trevi. Forgot about that. Man, that's so janky.
Yeah. Fine.
Janky.
Do we just send the Warp Talons into Sagittarian and Witch Seekers?
Yeah, I think Dylan's list in this
-2.
situation, Chad, is effectively just a classic skew. We're going to hope that the possessed profile is good enough to push through whatever your opponent has. The downside that I can see is that he doesn't have a lot of... He doesn't have any range, amplification. And in situations where your opponent can hold out for a turn before you get in, it could take the possessed a turn of movement before they get into charge range. Now, Dylan did know the mission beforehand, so I think that or the map pool, excuse me, beforehand. So I think that potentially the fact that there are a lot of these in the U.S. Open layout, these relatively centrally placed pieces of terrain that he can use to springboard a charge off of was part of the impetus there for taking this style of list. So we do have the Warp Talons going into the Witch Seekers. I do wonder if we see an intervention from the Sagittarium.
There we go. And is there anything else? I don't think so. You've just got Trajan's heroic because the red unit should be out of 3.
Yeah, that was your intention.
So yeah, try to stay out as much as I can. Yep. So you've just got Trajan's heroic.
Yeah, Trajan's coming.
Ooh, and Trajan is going to go in. All right.
I guess just.
Could also see an interrupt from Trajan, maybe into a moment shackle double fight to try to clip out as many of these possessed as possible. Obviously, he can't double fight 2 times in a row, but he can potentially, if he kills enough in the first swing that he doesn't die on the swing back, then could be pretty good for him. Although I do think that we are probably going to see CoGo spend a lot of CP this turn. I imagine that we see at the very least a transhuman put down on this big unit of custodians, which will cost him 2 CP because it is so large.
This is the -1 wound, that's right.
Yeah, this is the -1 to your wound unit. You can't reroll hits or wounds against them, or damage.
Because of the
Master of Possession. So we're probably okay there. But I still feel like I want to do this unit first. Can I do this unit first, actually? Is that the best idea? Weirdly, doing green would probably help more, but because it would get more in. But green's more likely to get pulled out, so I'll just kind of accept the fact that Trajan's going to hit me with 6 attacks, and I'll hopefully not die. Sure. Sure. We'll do green into the Custodes squad. So, we'll tag her in. Go like that. Go like that. Go like that.
So first unit coming in to swing here.
Like that.
See what defensive tech gets dropped by CoGo. Now, it is a pretty big deal in this situation that the Possessed are only AP2, which means that swinging into the Sentinel shields, they are going to be saving on 3s still, with the effective 1+ armor save that they have. So we're going to have to put a ton of attacks through these guys to reliably kill them, unless we see a really low spike on CoGo's side.
Veterans. I think it's 2 CP. Yeah, it's 2 CP now. 2 CP. Veterans.
So you'd be winning on 3s.
Yeah.
I could 2 CP the transhuman.
Yeah.
3s to 4s. 2 CP. Gosh, you're gonna just eat me with all this stuff, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We also could potentially see. I'm a little bit. I think I'm actually a little bit sad that we had the Tanglefoot grenade dropped at the start of the charge phase, because I think we could have seen no rerolls and transhuman popped from Emperor's Auspice plus the Gene Rot Alchemy, or Arcane Genetic Alchemy, excuse me, on the Custodian squad to prevent the Word Bearer's reroll hits on top of the anti-wound effect from the transhuman.
Reroll hits currently.
I can make you also -1 to hit.
You can, but I am rerolling hits currently.
Not because of my kata, you're not.
Oh yeah, because you kept Taurus.
So
True.
I think
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Chad. Yeah, they
you
already
spent
can't be
+1 to
rerolled.
wound, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have spent +1 to wound.
Didn't need
So
that
I'm
strat
gonna
anyway.
I'm gonna blow the whole stack here. 2 for transhuman and 1 for -1 to hit.
Cool.
Back to you.
Cool. So 51 attacks, hitting on 4s.
So burning everything there to keep these guys going.
Way below average, and 4s. That was above average. 14, 3 ups.
Yeah, I should only clip out about 2 this bit, from here.
Yep, 14, 3 ups.
The downside here is that going down to 0
Yeah.
CP means that we don't have anything to protect Trajan. So the shields are down on Trajan, and he's just hoping to roll 4+ as saves against the purple possessed. I think I would have liked to have seen him maybe taking a more oblique angle on his heroic intervention. Although I guess he did have to move towards this model, so that would have been a little tough. Just to make it so that the possessed had a tough time getting into him.
Taking 1 wound. Okay, 2 guys are dead. That guy takes another 2 wounds. No, yeah, I killed the guy who was wounded before.
Yeah.
So I think
So now we have to search around for the wounded
right
models.
here.
The downside of having 2 enormous boats of 3 wounds fighting each other is that every time damage gets chipped in, we have to remember exactly which model gets wounded. All right. So 2 down, 1 wounded. Not too bad. And it looks like we are going to be potentially trying to get a nice potential lock on the Knight Centura. Although I'm not sure if this Vixillus Praetor will actually engage into the terrain. He does have to be within an inch of the terrain in order to engage at 2 inches. So I don't know if he's in melee right now.
And he can go there. Okay.
It's true, no interrupt CP. That is the sad part, chat.
And then purple unit.
Mm-hmm.
Although we do have Trajan, if he wants
unit,
to burn his Moment Shackle not for a double fight, we could see Trajan burn it for this free stratagem.
And
To keep in mind that that's still on the table.
Slam everything into the blue unit. I can. So let's do consolidate. Pile in. So there. Little shuffles. Little shuffles. Little shuffles. Little shuffles. There's a way to position this. I'm just seeing if I can do it. I can get him into Trajan.
These big fat bases, PHAT bases, getting each other's way here.
Well, he's here. 2.8. 2.6.
Yeah.
So we can punch Trajan. There's one guy that can't hit. That's fine. So 2 guys on Trajan, 1 can't hit, so that leaves 7 into the Custodian Guard with the Possessed Leader, so there's 6 normal.
So only 2 into Trajan, probably not enough to kill him, although we can reroll against Trajan. Oh no,
normal.
we still can.
I'll do them first.
But we don't have a hit penalty against them.
30 attacks. Good. And 4's rerolling. Cool. 8 saves on the Custodian Guard.
8 saves. One guy is already wounded. You can kick it to me here.
Yeah.
So one gentleman's dead.
Oh, these saves are not
2
good.
gentlemen are dead. Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
3 guys. 3 guys.
Wow. That was a terrible roll on CoGo's part there. Loses an additional 3 Custodians. So 5 dead so far, 1 from the Mortal Wounds and shooting from the Venom Crawlers earlier. So 6 dead Custodians.
Yep. Then I've got the 7 attacks.
Brutal.
I just realized
absolutely brutal.
Time, but fine. Hitting on 4s. Winning on 4s. 2 saves.
2 saves from the leader?
Yeah, 2 saves from the leader.
Good and good.
Cool. And then the 2 guys into Trajan.
Alright, this is where we need them
attacks.
not to spray
It's on 3s.
Spike too hard. Ooh, that was a really good roll
Wins
though.
on toughness. 5, so 4s.
Yeah. 5 saves on Trajan? Just kidding. Even more.
8 saves on Trajan.
Yeah, that's a little scary there, chat. Might have to burn our Moment Shackle to keep him alive, drop his damage roll down to 0. So we do have to slow roll out Trajan's attacks, or Trajan's saving throws here. Saving on 4s. First 2 are good, and he does have a 5+ damage in order to back this up. Alright, well. CoGo is just going to boss some saves, so Trajan should be fine.
2 damage. Yep. 5 of film of pain. Okay, it's taken 2.
Yep.
Okay.
So the Shield Guard donating Trajan their energy, rolling really terribly on their saves. Multiple 2s rolled in a row on that 3+ save. But Trajan making a ridiculous number of 4+s there. Only took 3 damage from that. And that does mean he has a Moment Shackle on line to double fight with him if he wants to.
So that's a bit of a pain, but it should be fine. And then like that. And then he can get closer. We're still in Cursed Earth range. We will. Yeah, then just pile round.
Oh, I apologize, chat. My overlay shifted. Let's see if I can fix that.
Should be fine. Oh, and then I've got the Warp Talons.
It's an unfortunate idiosyncrasy of
the Warp Talons will go like that.
The overlay position occasionally.
Like that. I'll go like that. It will go like that and drag the Sagittarium in. And they'll go like a guy can't punch.
So the Custodians do get into the Witch Seekers, but do
And
engage
then
the
we've just got 4
Sagittarum.
guys into the there, so that is
It's going to prevent
15,
the Sagittarum
21
from
attacks.
shooting, most likely, but the
And they
Sagittarum do
don't
have
get the capitals, do they?
Misericordias. So swinging 4 times a piece, or 4 times a piece, can deal pretty reasonable damage to the Warp Talons.
Ooh, very nice.
3s, re-rolling because lightning claws. 19, -2. Get him.
Okay.
Which Seekers would those be? Because there are no longer any left.
We'll make it extremely awkward for these guys and get everyone behind the wall. Yeah, like that. Cool. And then you get to fight back with you guys.
Yeah. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, still
5,
12.
6, 7 dudes on there.
Not quite 12 primary quite yet, right? I think we do have to get the more of these Custodians onto the center objective.
See, my base is on myself. That should be
Yeah.
1.5.
So I don't believe that Custodians will hold the center objective this coming turn. They only have 4-point models on there.
That's
Or 4
already
4
here.
counting as
Oh, that's your guy. Cool.
Unless all of the possessed die, and
Sitting
then
on
we'll
this
be
guy?
in good shape for the Custodians.
So this guy should be able to move around. This guy, the other guy's scrap.
Sure.
Technically, I
Yeah.
took that up in the sense he was on his base.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm gonna come around and touch right here.
Yep.
So those 4 will go into the.
There are currently
for
6
possessed,
Chaos Space
I suppose.
Marines on the center objective.
How many do you have on the center objective now?
Right now,
Or 7,
6.
excuse me. 7
Okay.
Chaos Space Marines.
So 4.
So the
each
Custodians need
12.
to kill
So
at least
total.
1 possessed to
And I can't re-roll, right? Into them?
No,
tie
you
the
can't
center
reroll.
objective.
Okay.
But they need to kill
Twos.
2 off the center in order to... oh,
Okay.
no. 7 ones? And we
Okay.
roll 7 ones there?
Strength 6.
CoGo is his dice roller is currently trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a terrible roll.
Okay.
That's what we call in the biz. Absolutely horrible. The entire Custodian unit doing 2 damage to this possessed
Oh
bomb.
man, that's so good.
Oh dear.
Man, that brain is just not working today. It's
Oh,
just
that's
not working. There was a 2-inch one guy there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch him with the dagger first.
So
Oh.
Trajan's going to try to kill that possessed with the Misericordia. Rolls a 1.
Reroll my own hits. Oh, man.
Oh. Hey, they hit. Please. Cool.
Good swing
Pause.
from the axe, though. Let's see if it can actually cut through. Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
so you'll kill 3.
Clips 3 possessed with the
Is it
first
3
swing.
damage each?
Yep.
1. What else do we go? 2, and I think we go 3 for coherency. Yep.
All right, Trajan. That was pretty strong. Can we do that again? Do we see a double swing here
Okay.
from Trajan?
Little Knight Centura.
Yep.
2s. And I think it's strength 3 with a +1 wound against demons. For being a daughter of the abyss.
Probably. Yeah.
So 3. Not sure. Regular save.
Oh no!
I think there's one by his got a wound in there, no?
No. Wounded. They're all fine.
Right. Sagittarum over here. They have 3 attacks plus the daggers, 4 attacks each.
Yep.
So another 12.
It's kind of cute that the
That hit on 2. Yeah,
Sisters of Silence ability against demons
that's
came into play.
strength
Rarely see
5,
that.
However,
It's kind of nice. +1 to wound against demons in melee. Pretty cute.
And 6 at AP 2, 1 damage.
You kill a guy and you wound another.
So a little bit of damage
we'll
coming out of
win
the
this guy.
Sagittarm as well. And the Sagittarm are objective secured, so they're going to hold that objective against the Warp Town.
So, I've got a question. Do you know the possessed rule for -1 leadership? Does that stack?
I don't know. Tell me. I'm trying to think if I want Trajan to fight again. I need to kill at least another 3. 1, 2.
I doubt it would
Yeah,
stack.
yeah.
It is a...
Then we would.
yeah, it is an aura ability.
That. No, then we'd push. Well, then. It'd still be mine? No, we'd push. I have to kill 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on there. I have 6 on there. So it has to kill 4 to take it.
Yes.
He's already taken that. You have no CP, and I have no CP. And I need big things to turn this game around. Well, yeah, this is a mess. This is a mess. I'm not going for it.
Yeah, the other, I think...
Wait, this is no, you turn off, I still can't reroll wounds.
the other
You still
potential
can't reroll wounds.
consideration here for CoGo is that he could try to force morale on the possessed.
Man, I totally
Only 3
wasted
dead
that.
so far, so any additional kills will force morale on them.
Got too excited. Too excited. Yeah, this is not as I envisioned. I will not, actually. That's fine.
Okay.
Are we going to save the moment shackle? Yeah, we could
So-
potentially just use it this coming turn.
Morale.
This is something. Yeah, this is something we need to check though, because the possessed units have a rule while an enemy unit is within 6 inches of this unit, so subtract 1 from leadership.
Same name aura abilities never stack.
Cool, was just checking.
Yep.
So, Custodes at leadership 10 and they lost 6. Ah, so close.
Woo!
Cool. So, the possessed can't fail at leadership 9. And yeah, at the end of the turn, we get 3 for Long War, since we killed a unit that was on an objective marker, and we control an objective marker that you controlled at the start of the turn. So we get 3. And it goes over to you.
Alright, I get 2 there. 2 for banners.
Yep.
Still get 3 for the mission.
Yes, you do get that this time. Which unit was it that was scanning?
It was this banner man right here.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
God,
This is the possessed ghost slap army.
Yeah, I know. I totally did that first one slammed a little better than I did. That's not the case. So I either take no fallbacks, which I think we're fine with, or reduce your piling and consolidates, which might be a little something.
Well, you do movement and everything. I've just got to run the toilet.
Yeah, no double swing from Trajan this time around. He's just gonna save the moment shackle for later. I think I might have double swung the Trajan if I was in that situation for sure. So now we are locked in, and our one use of Esteemed Amalgam has been used up, so we cannot fall back and charge with these Custodes units. That said, the -1 to Wound Relic is only on the purple squad, so hopefully these Custodians, if they engage into the other possessed units will be able to do a little bit more damage, I think is the hope. I also wonder if we see the Guardian Spears now start to try to engage in the fight a little bit. Only one command point for both players, which means that fight phase manipulation is a little bit on the side of CoGo. He does have that 1 CP interrupt, and not enough CP for an interrupt on Dylan's side.
What do I do about that? Ooh.
All right, chat. As we move into CoGo's second movement phase here, sounds like he has a lot of planning to do. We're on a quick break.
What have I done? It's a mess.
Bear in mind, if you want to fall back with the Sagittarium, you've got to roll off against the Warp Talons.
All right, they do have that, don't they? They fall back for what reason? There's nobody there to do anything. Can this lady even get out? No, she can't. I think, do I want you to stop falling back for some silly reason? Or reduce your pile and consolidate. So you're going to be. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll just go this stance. You want to have Dakatari to reduce your pile and it consolidates by 2 inches. Sorry. Okay, that's that.
So Dakatari for round 2.
Stupidly blowing
For
all the
CoGo.
other stuff. I should have probably done now. Last turn. That's good. Now let's do some movement, huh? So this gentleman go 2.5. 3.5. You heroic with the possessed?
No.
No?
No.
This lady falls back. Outside of an inch.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, what she
I like this forward fallback. That projects
Immediately.
the Knights and Chirazora pretty far forward, and the potential 4+ deny
Immediately.
that they have.
I could shoot possess. There's some things here.
Definitely.
I could. I would be able to reroll against those possessed. These guys can't get out of the no. They scanned there, so I've only done the one scan.
So yeah.
Trojans.
can't.
Stuff. Cool. I gotta go. So these blue guys are in Cursed Earth, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was a moron and pulled the green ones out.
All right. I've been a bigger moron, so those little moron things are fine. I think.
I'd like to give a shout out to our event sponsors as well, chat, for while we're parsing through CoGo's movement phase. We're proudly sponsored this season by 3D6 Wargaming, where you can get super cool gaming accessories, including neoprene terrain mats, just like the ones you see on this table, actually. In fact, chat, if you want to get your own little tactical tourist man, you can find a link down below, or you can find them on 3D6 Wargaming. And that helps support the channel and, you know, supports a super sweet business. GameMat.eu, which makes 3-dimensional terrain and gaming mats, potentially 2-sided gaming mats, which is pretty sweet. So you get basically 2 mats for the price of 1. And Snot Goblin Gaming, who have a modular terrain Kickstarter coming up in August. Check them out because what they're doing over there, engineering new styles of terrain for 40K games, is pretty awesome.
That's an inch.
Yeah.
They're stuck. These guys are stuck.
So CoGo pulling back the red custodians. I think trying to limit the frontage that Dylan can engage off of. Might be looking for a charge with the... Or he's looking to deny a charge as much as possible onto the yellow custodians, the Guardian Spirit custodians. I think this is a pretty appropriate response from CoGo. Going to try to put the maximum amount of firepower into one unit as he can without overcommitting and exposing too much of his army.
Oh dear, Lon. Oh dear. I can't get out the way. There. This. Over.
I think what's disgusting is you can get a possessed unit against Custodes, hitting them on 3s, re-rolling everything, winning on 2s, 8v3.
Alright. Guy there. This is try to fall back. Strength.
Yeah, so the scary part here is about those Warp Talons is, you know, with those full rerolls from their Lightning Claws, or, excuse me, their Warp Claws, they have a pretty good profile at knocking out Sagittarum. They force them onto their invulnerable save at AP2 versus a 2+, 4+.
Okay.
And full rerolls is pretty brutal, especially when you no longer have Emperor's Auspice able to float.
We'll shoot some guns.
Yeah.
And if you just leave the Sagittarum in melee, they will get hit again. Looks like that is what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So I don't think this guy back here. He's in engagement range, yeah, because he's got the double up. So 2, 4, 6.
Is he in engagement? Why is he in engagement range?
But he's engagement range for the half-inch, half-an-inch. Here. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Okay.
He's engagement range.
Are you in engagement range of the green possessed unit?
But did you bring me into engagement range?
No, but I can't figure out if it's 1 or 2 inches now.
Yeah, currently the blue custodians are engaging the green possessed, and vice versa.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. That's
So we
fine.
can shoot 3.
I can also engage on the purple here, so I'm gonna shoot the purple.
That's fine. 3 of them are. I don't think he counts as being engaged on purple because he's not within an inch.
All right, you will then shoot.
But he can shoot green.
All right, we'll shoot green. So the 3 into purple.
Yep.
Hitting the 2s,
5s.
5s with nothing.
Oh wait, they were winning on 6s actually.
6s with the -1, yeah.
Mhm.
Then it's back in the green on 5s, 1 at AP1, 2 damage.
2s or 3s or something. Just 3s because it's on the guy in the open. But he
There's
left
no dot. So then 6.
So to be clear, the pistols can just be fired into units that your unit is in engagement range of.
I thought the model itself had to be in engagement range as well.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Okay.
the model ignores the restriction that you are engaged. But
okay.
you can target. Yeah, you can target the other restriction where you can't target units that are in engagement range is ignored for pistols. Yeah.
Isn't this fun, guys? I think the red unit has to be 0.5 inches back then. Oh my god.
These, because of the 2 inches, right?
Yeah.
Because of the 1 inch, because of the 2 inch. Jesus, it's just, what a jankiness.
There is, yeah, there's.
I have to scoot back too, right? Because I can't bring it into engagement range.
Yeah. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with this.
Feeling good now. All right, so back to where I was. These guys shooting their spears into
they can't shoot green because green's engaged with blue.
Oh, mighty. God.
This is not madness.
To be fair,
That's so dumb. All right, fine.
the rule's not actually that complicated when you think about it.
So they can't shoot.
It is a bad rule, but I think it's not quite as bad as these players are making it out to be.
Some of red are in range to shoot the blue unit.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. 4.
Yep.
But they also can't be rerolled against, right?
No, the reroll is only effective in melee.
Oh, I could have. Oh, all right, fine. Into the
Cool, so they all hit.
Them it is. Forced to wound re-rolling once. I'm Emperor's Chosen, so I get to reroll. I get to reroll one of these dice because I'm Emperor's Chosen. I forgot about it. Yeah, there you go. Good.
Okay, so
no
one's in cover or anything. So AP 1, right?
Yeah, AP 0.
Yeah, so 3s. And I ignore the first one, so it kills 2. So we'll kill a Vulcan, and we will kill a Vulcan.
Good. Nice. All right, charges. Red. Red into green.
Yeah.
Nine.
Cool.
Eat bolt gun!
Thank you, chat. Yeah, I agree, Chad. The extended engagement rule is stupid, and people aren't used to it yet.
There's Trajan's reroll.
I think that's the real problem. But if you are, yelling about how none of your events use it, that would probably be a good reason that you would be making mistakes with
it. You won't get the rerolls against green now.
Oh no.
Because the aura for that is extended by 3. So that's a 6-inch aura, which gets extended by 3 for Voice of Lorgar.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I was looking at the ring that you built.
Oh wait, I can build 2 rings. Sorry, that ring was cast off. There we go.
Great. So they don't have curse words, but they do have
no rerolls. Yeah.
Awesome. What a game this is. What a game this is, Chen. This is a
I've got a Teams event this weekend, and I've got the next one's not till like the WTC singles event in Belgium. Both of which have decided they're not using the new terrain rules.
Good. Vexilla into the Warp Talons.
Yep.
8.
Yep.
And no, that's fine.
By the way, David Carpinella joining the membership. Thank you so much for supporting.
This Vexilla 12-inch into the purple.
If you are on YouTube, you can join as a channel member. You get some exclusive videos. We have a lot of advanced tactics videos out there that do tactics deep dives into particular mechanics in 40K, as well as early access to normal videos for the normal sort of longer form content.
I think I'm pretty much moved in a satisfactory way. I'll base you with everybody that I can. Touch him. So that is 30 attacks.
All right, here come the Custodian Guard into the possessed. Can we kill them? We'll see.
No, nobody rolls.
Oh my god, these dice are brutal, chat. 8 ones. 3s to wound. Only 14
5
wounds.
to save.
Yep.
Outside of the Cursed Earth Aura.
We're not gonna hexagrammatic any of this, so 5s.
Oh, that
Oh
roll
my
was
dear
horrible.
Every 2 is a
So
good model.
6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and wins a guy.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's kind of the swing back that we were looking for on CoGo's side. That was an insane swing right there. Clipping out most of that possessed unit in one go.
Yep.
Okay, 4 tanks.
That blue dice box, chat. I think it's been rigged to roll badly for everyone.
Another 2 guys there or something.
Hitting on. There's a guy who's wounded. Right.
Yeah, on the warp talons. Yeah.
Yeah, chat. It's a.
3s, AP2.
We accept that the council has made their decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, we've elected to ignore it. That is generally how the community is treating that rule for sure. It's kind of inexplicably bad, but it is in the rulebook, at least for now. So we do have to play by it.
2 damage.
Okay, so kill the guy. Okay.
That is all my charging units.
Then I get to fight.
No, the interrupt can only be used after an opposing unit gets to swing. So purple will always get to attack first before Trajan gets to go. So I think we're probably just going to try to pull down Trajan here. Because he does represent the single greatest threat to the possessed. But we do have, it's important to note, we have a CP reroll on the table for CoGo. Or potentially a transhuman physiology. And we have our moment shackle still used to maybe blank an attack, an incoming attack.
Well, who's actually... No, the Custodian Guard just don't pass us. Trajan's like the big scary thing. So, yeah, we're going to do 5 guys.
The Custodian Guard don't hurt
Trajan
us.
and
Ignore
2 into
the 6 models that they just
I
killed.
think. Although if we take the guard off, we keep hold of the objective. And we can always... Yeah, we're just going to hit the guard with everything we can. So 5 into the guard and 2 into Trajan.
5 into the guard and 2 into Trajan. I will give myself -1 to hit. Do we get that back? Oh, 5 up. We do. Great.
Okay,
Oh,
so...
turn 2, I don't get that. Never mind.
Okay.
I got me. Thank
So there's 20 normal attacks, and then I've still got the possessed.
So it's interesting there now that I guess maybe in an effort to try to get rid of the objective security, but it's interesting that we are not swinging into Trajan. So a little bit of an underswing into Trajan. Only 2 possessed going in. And unless we do see some continual bad dice for these players, well, those rolls are pretty good. Trajan probably survives another 2 guys attacking him. and then can use his moment shackle to double fight if he doesn't have to use it to stay alive himself.
Two at a time. I guess I don't know why I do that. Well, because it's a dead model. This guy's... There's nobody wounded, right?
No.
No. So one guy's...
It's just weird because you've got, like... Yeah.
One guy's dead. One guy's taken...
And then we've got 7 attacks from that one possessed leader. Wait, is it... Where is he? I was taking the possessed leader out by accident. Oh well. That's a mistake. Oh, why did I take him out?
So the two guys into the...
No, I've still got one more possessed on them because I did the guy separately. Because I thought I had the leader. I've accidentally taken the leader out of the unit.
Gotcha.
So, oh well.
-1 to hit. -1 to hit.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, and then there's the 2 guys into Trajan. Yeah, 4 saves.
That's a fail. So, okay, it's a 2. What am I at? 5, right? Yeah.
Down to 3. Cool.
Okay. So it's my turn to punch you back, right?
Yeah.
So I'll do the Sagittarium into the Warp Talons.
Yeah.
So 4, 8, 12, 16, because I can do math now.
Yeah.
I give myself a couple extra attacks last time. Next, Alexa. 2s.
Yeah.
Do a reroll here. All right, enough, Alexa. Thank you. Strength 5. Mighty Alexa. This is on 3s. It's strength 5.
Yeah.
7. AP 2. 1 damage.
Kills 2, finishes the squad off.
Wow.
Oh, wonderful.
So there goes the
Rolled some really
Sagittarium.
bad saves here, but it's fine.
Being able to clip out the incoming
we'll
Warp
with
Talon
the
squad
green
without too much trouble.
I think...
Be based all around.
Yeah, just slam everything to red, why not? Yes, slam everything into red, so 20 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling.
Yeah, you were charged, so yeah.
Ooh, some 2s, then 4s.
Yep.
Cool. 9 saves. There's a guy on 1 wound.
Alright.
Cool. Kills 2.
Yep. Where's the guy? There we go. He's right there. Instant coherency. I'll take this guy here. Okay.
Cool.
And now back to me.
Yeah.
So
All right, Trajan.
he is...
Time to earn those wings. Let's go.
Get on this effective.
Or I guess probably it's safer with the blue unit.
Just gonna have to hope.
Is he not closer to the green guy?
Oh, sorry, I forgot he was engaged backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I think actually Trajan will go first. Is everybody wounded in this?
I think
so.
Feels like this guy could chain don't know if
So
it's that big of a difference
Trajan's
here.
going first. Hitting on twos.
The scary part here is,
Threes.
I guess the blue unit's going to get to engage
Can't do any
regardless,
rerolls, right?
No.
even if the possessed get killed down, because
then
they are still
fours.
engaged with green.
Oh, come on.
Ooh.
2,
And the saves are
3.
bad for
I can't do
Dylan.
anything if the saves are going to be this bad.
Clips 4 possessed out. Trajan only took 2 damage from the possessed attacking him. I have to question Dylan's undercommitment to killing Trajan. I think is when you have enough 2 damage, as many 2 damage attacks as these possessed have, dropping 5 possessed into Trajan and just getting rid of that dude is such a big deal because he's so dangerous to you. And I'm a little surprised that we didn't see that happen.
Again, still no rerolls, right?
Yeah, still no rerolls.
Hitting on twos, swing 6, so winning on
4s.
With the -1 is 4s.
Is possessed still resilient against the custodians themselves? Oh my god.
Oh, come on.
Look at these saves. We whiffed every save, every 4+ on the purple unit, and was it 6 out of 8 5-ups on the... Or, no, it was 13 out of, or 12 out of 13 5-ups on the green unit. So terrible saving throws for Dylan this turn. Still has 1 unit waiting in the wings, and 2 Venom Crawlers and all the characters. Has killed a pretty reasonable number of custodians.
I think that's...
But that is a brutal start. If we had had Trajan get killed here, I think that would have been pretty okay for Dylan. But he has to be feeling the pressure now.
This turn?
Yeah.
Their leadership 9. Don't fail. They're fine. Cool. And then these guys lost 5. So they, of course, fail. Yay.
Oh no, and purple fails.
And I'll fail on a...
Is that last guy?
I add 1 to my roll, so...
Going to flee?
I'm fine.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
Almost wiped that purple squad.
This is absolutely ridiculous, that turn. I'm potentially going to lose the game because out of, 20 saves I made 2.
Can confirm, I was there.
What the hell?
Stand vigil.
Yeah.
For you.
Cool. We get 3 on the scouring.
Wow, so I was a little bit worried about CoGo's position up until that turn. I do think that he's set to lose a bunch of stuff here. We've effectively mitigated 2 of the possessed units, but on the flip side have still killed almost 2 entire Custodes assets. Trajan's very low. He should get taken out this turn, I have to imagine. And we did kill 7 out of the blue Custodian unit. But the Sagittarum survived entirely unscathed, and we have this Guardian Spear unit in the top right-hand corner for CoGo. So despite the fact that Dylan does have a lot of stuff left on the table, it is significantly less dangerous than the possessed that are themselves. I wonder if we will see the Venom Crawlers get pushed up here this turn. They did get a little bit of I guess a reduction in their melee power level, but they're a little bit more impactful from a support standpoint. But they're still pretty decent. We have 6 attacks each at AP 3/2 damage. It's a pretty good profile to hit against these shields, actually. Enough to put them on their 4+ invulnerable save.
We'll stay on the objective. Do we want to go there? No, we'll go there, I think. Go like that. Oh, sorry, the Dark Apostles chant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Yeah, we've also yet to see these characters get stuck in too, and it looks like the Dark Apostle is
coming.
pushing forward. Here he comes, boys. Does have that stat line bonus from his Warlord trait, plus he has his Omen of Potency up now,
I guess. I don't know.
and his swinging with that Relic Black Mace. Gonna be putting a lot of damage out from that guy.
Like that. Sure. Okay. Got the Mr. Venom Crawler, the other Venom Crawler. Move some Heretic Astartes up. Can't do much this turn, but they can, like, I don't know, think of something to do. Be nasty. I don't want to Dark Pact this turn, potentially. No. You know what? I should be fine. Yeah. It's fine. Resume. Try and advance that Master of Possession at the back. Okay. Get within 24 of Trajan. Put over 18 away. Yes. There we go. Actually, what's her leadership? Leadership 9. Okay, that could be far funnier. We could get some cultists out to do stuff, but I don't think so. In fact, we're just going to move cultists back. Still pile the objective though. Let's not be stupid. Same with these cultists. Move back a little bit. But still pile the objective. Okay, and then we'll go to Psychic. We'll go for this Master of Possession back here. It's going to do Psychic Interrogate. Sadly doesn't beat your leadership, but...
You are outside of 18, right? You move backwards.
Yeah, I'm out of 18.
Cool.
If I'd kept the guy in 6, I would have got it. Other Master Possession's going to go for Cast Earth. We get it on a 7 because we've got +1 from the Venom Crawler.
I could deny this one. This material. This is your 4-up invulnerable, right? On this Master Possession, so it's this.
Yeah, this is the 4-up invuln. Yeah.
This is the last one, right?
So
No, I guess
looking
you
at
have-
No, there's one more power.
our potential 4+
So
the
technically there's 2 more powers. There's 2 smites potentially, and then his other power.
His other power is Infernal Power. Yeah,
Appreciate
no,
the
sorry,
Knight Centurion
continue.
here, actually projecting the
Cool.
Sisters of Silence anti-psychic.
So we'll go
orders
for Infernal
effectively.
Power on the blue possessed unit.
Sometimes you see these models and they're too far back holding objectives for
Oh,
their...
sorry. Gotta go
special
back. Master of Possession.
rules
Do I
to
get command
matter.
point from the previous one? Yes. Okay. Then Infernal Power goes off on 11. 10. Go on a 4+ stop it?
I do.
Cool.
NCP. 4+. Nope. Do I get it back on a 5? Nope.
Nope. Cool. So they get auto wounds on 6s. Then we'll go for... to go for the green one. Okay, so the blue one's going to smite Trajan.
Ooh, big smite on Trajan could be bad here.
Goes
Not
up
a
on
super smite.
6 to a 7
Thank goodness.
to a 6. So D3 on Trajan.
Big
3.
3. He does have his 4+. Oh
We killed
no!
Trajan.
Trajan goes down to the
Okay.
smite?
I guess I should have rolled those one at a time. No, I can't do that anyway.
You can't, you
Yeah.
can't moment shackle it.
Yeah.
The
Did
moment
that just
check only
happen?
reduces damage.
Yeah, we just method Trajan.
There goes Trajan Valoris without even using his
Okay.
moment shackle, chat. Should have used
and
it
then,
the first
I don't know,
opportunity.
we'll Diabolic Strength the Dark Apostle.
Oh,
because it's
that's
fun.
so big.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, we got it. Cool. So the Dark Apostle is super souped up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we'll go to shooting.
Let's take a stock of all of the abilities on this Dark Apostle.
Venom Crawler's going to shoot the Night Centaur. So... there we go. Toughness 3?
Yeah, 2s.
Yep, cool, 2s. 3 saves, -2.
So at a base profile, the Dark Apostle is actually pretty badass.
Oh, did he fail them all?
Yeah, I failed him.
I've got a 3. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Cool.
5 base attacks at Strength 4, AP 1.
The only legal one.
But he has several layers of offensive buffs on him. So he has the Black Mace,
Cool, I'll read it.
which lets him swing at Strength 6, AP 2 for 3 damage, and his damage carries over, sort of a flail effect. Then on top of that, he's been buffed with his own Warlord trait.
Yeah. This game, dice in this game have been horrifying.
Warlord trait that I can't find to look at right now, so I apologize. Yeah. So Exalted Possession gives him +1 strength and attack. So he's currently at strength 7
4 shots.
with 5 attacks.
In the blue unit.
Then he also has his own litany active on him. And the Diabolic Strength, which I believe is an additional +2 strength and attacks. So he should be up to 9, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Nothing. And then 2 shots from the white unit. 1 hit. Nothing. Damn it. Okay. Charges. So we'll go for...
Tragic Valorous, yeah, chat. Yeah,
okay,
I think
so let's go for...
Certainly should have done...
Dark Apostle into the blue unit.
Could have pushed for a 12-point primary with that early double fight, and we just elected not to do it. And I think CoGo must be kicking himself here. Especially since, I mean, you're never going to get more...
Master of Possession will go into the blue unit.
You're rarely going to get more effective than a second round of attacking out of Trajan Valorous, because oftentimes using the Moment Shackle defensively to protect him...
The Venom Crawler will try a very long one into the blue unit.
Just means that he gets a second... an activation that turn before going down. And maybe he gets to operate for another turn, but it's a little bit unlikely. Whereas if he just kills everyone in melee with him, then you don't even get to attack him, so it's not even a question.
Blue possessed unit will, I think, just try and slam into the... They'll go into the red in the blue unit.
Alright, here comes the big possessed brick.
Slam.
10-inch charge.
Cool.
That's what we needed. I almost wonder, Chad, if
you
there was
take
a
-2 to your pen on console.
impetus to charge into...
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I'm trying to get as many as I can in.
Yellow Custodian squad. But it looks like we are just going to try to remove these Shield Custodians as quickly as possible. Those Spirit Custodians being a little bit more dangerous in melee certainly is a concern. And they're easier to kill for the Possessed. Significantly easier, actually, since they AP2 puts them on a 4+ save rather than a 3+. AP2 from the Possessed Claws.
One guy's going to have to hit the blue unit. That should be fine. Everyone else can just sort of slam red to pieces. And then, I don't know, red Chaos Space Marine unit will try a 10-inch into the Custodes. Nah, it fails. Cool. So, on to combat. You've got no CP, have you?
Nope.
Cool. So, the blue unit is going to do... They've got rerolls to hit, they've got exploding 6s. Do I need to spend the CP? Let's make sure we kill it, so we'll spend 2 CP for reroll wins.
Yeah.
So we've got 9 of them into that unit. Because, I don't know, can I do it by consolidating an inch? No, I can't. So yeah, 9 of them into that unit. just stay where we were then. So that is 45.
Ooh. Big
Hitting
swing
on
from these
threes.
possessed here. What do we get?
Rerolling.
Wow, good thing they reroll. 13 twos in that dice roll there, Chad.
Cool. Exploding
Pretty
sixes, so 8 more.
solid conversion. 100%,
Did
over 100%
those
conversion,
sixes
I think, as is to be expected.
Explode.
Oh yeah, and sixes also wound.
Yeah.
Cool. So 8 auto wounds that I've taken out, then the explosions.
Yeah.
And then 4s to wound rerolling.
Oof, look at that, chat.
Just a casual 37 saves.
Casual 37 saves.
Easy
Yeah.
peasy.
For a casual
This actually
37.
should only kill about
Saves.
half of the custodian
It's
squad if we do
Still
get
on
decent,
threes, though.
decent
Yeah.
saving throws here.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. 1,
Looks like-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 13
Okay.
go through.
6 and a
Not
bit.
quite killing the unit, but killing
Third
most
bit
of them.
already taken.
No.
Wonder if you just
I have
keep
to
them on
well, no, I have one guy dead.
back
If I
up
pour
over
here,
prevent a wrap from green unit. That lets the
pour
Sagittarum
here,
potentially get stuck
yes,
in
it
the
doesn't
future.
really matter, does it?
You also want
You're
to...
gonna punch me with the green. My green's
Yeah,
stuck
I
in
guess
first.
that's,
I'll get to go.
Yeah, you'll get to hit green first.
So 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, I'm going to keep
5,
protecting our banner on that objective. Makes a ton of
and
sense.
6.
Cool.
No reason to give the blue possessed easy wraps
And we've
on
got
red
5
unit.
attacks on the blue unit.
These possessed have
So
just
3s.
wild
rerolling.
attack
Oh,
volume.
cool. That 6 is an explosion and also wounds. So
Got
I'll
a
just
very
add 1 in
strong
a second.
profile.
And 4s rerolling. Plus 1, so 3 saves on the blue unit. Cool. That kills the 1 wound blue guy.
Clips a single model out. Shouldn't be too much
Cool,
for the
then we'll
characters
go
to
for
kill
the other
those
charges. I want to do
two
the Dark Apostle
remaining.
because it's funny.
Oh yeah, let's see this.
Let's
see it.
So,
let's go Dark
11
Apostle.
attacks.
It's max buffed.
We have all of the buffs.
So it's
Hitting on
11.
twos,
I was totally
or is
wrong.
it
I'm sorry,
twos?
chat. I thought it was 9.
I'll have to look at the full sheet. It hits on 2s, yeah. So it hits on 2s. Rerolling because he charged.
Yeah, so the word bearer's reroll
With
gets
4
exploding
explosions.
6s. Look at that. Ugh.
Mhm.
Wounding on 3s. 10 saves. -2.
Casual 10, chat. No
10
big deal.
saves at -2. So you're
That is-
saying there's a chance.
That is the
Yeah, 3
ultimate
ups, 3 damage each.
convocation
All
of
day, baby.
damage here. No, that's not going to do.
Cool.
4+ invulnerable saves. Not good enough to save against that Dark Apostle. I'm like
Cool.
Dark Apostle, am I right? Look at this guy over here.
Then you get to hit me with the red unit.
I appreciate that we are using what is basically like the least obtrusive
Right,
model.
it's just
The-
2 guys
for the
left.
Dark Apostle.
So 6 attacks.
This is a
You're
Putrefire?
still you're in them. No reroll. I don't have any rerolls anymore. I do for
Yeah,
Emperor Show.
you still can't reroll because of the Master of Possession.
Yep. So strength 6.
4 wounds, 4 saves now because I got Cursed Earth.
Oh, it's a plague
Kills
surgeon, of course.
2
It's like
possessed.
your shit dice all game.
It's like awful dice on both sides. It's brilliant.
To make it. No, your dice have been way better, way worse than mine. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'll try and punch her with the green possessed unit.
Yeah.
10 attacks. We didn't charge, so we don't get rerolls. 4s, just 3 saves. Doesn't wound. Cool.
Okay. I think I owe you morale.
Yes, and you are -1 leadership. And you lost
Mm.
6, and you're fine.
Look at that. Pass morale check there. Leadership 11,
So
looking
8
strong.
deaths, and that's just the money.
Cool.
Well,
End of that turn, we get 3 on Long War, and it's over to you.
things could get a little dicey here, chat. I think
8.
I'm not sure that we have the volume of attacks remaining in the
2.
Custodes army to be able to chew through this. The
And-
third possessed brick. plus the
Yes, this
characters.
is a
I think that's
miracle.
where things are going to start to turn against the
This
custodians.
is going to be tough.
You know, only 11 custodian guard left on table. Is that right? Yeah, 11 plus their Vexillus Praetors. Not a lot.
Advance and shoot, action and shoot. Deportator even matter here?
I wonder if we
Not really.
could just hope for another big spike, put everything into the last possessed unit and try to
Not
clip
good
it out.
neighbors anymore.
Or alternatively, put as many guns as we can
I'm gonna
into the
go
Chaos
ahead
Space
to do
Marines on
action
Objective
and
3 and
shoot.
try to tow a model onto it to hold it.
So I have no idea.
One thing, the score looks a little bit...
Kragen's dead.
There's a big score differential right now because we haven't scored any no prisoners for CoGo. But CoGo actually should be close on VPs by the end of this turn. So the score pretty close, although obviously table presence greatly favors Dylan Usher. This turn, I think, is certainly going to make or break it, chat. I think we need... CoGo's doing the correct thing here. I think he needs to just put as much work as he can into the possessed. If he can kill them, we have a game.
A little bit sad.
If that the character brick in there, there's a lot of failure points in that Dark Apostle combo. He could fail his own litany. We could fail the psychic power to buff him. So the Dark Apostle isn't always at 100% like he was that last turn.
Eat bolt gun!
Also, you could eat some bolt guns too. That also helps. And then from there, if CoGo is able to knock out the blue possessed unit, he will basically just be having to contend with the Venom Crawlers and the random chaff, plus the remaining 2 possessed, which is certainly doable. Not a great position to be in, but not the end of the world.
Kill everything else. They're stuck in. Okay, there's that. Some sword pistols into the Exalted there. It's 4 hits. And I can
5
reroll
wound.
this because it's not a melee.
Yeah.
So that is 3
2s, I think.
3 damage.
Cool. 2 damage. It's wound this guy.
Okay. Sagittarm shoot everything into. What else you got? 4, 5. These guys don't count. 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
7. Yeah.
Sagittarm will shoot everything in possessed.
Yeah.
So just trying to clip
So
possessed
is anybody
here.
wounded here? I don't think so.
I don't think so, no, because he didn't get hit back.
The awkward part is that the possessed
so
are...
4 big
I think
shots
we
first.
do have a possessed...
Yep.
We got on 3s.
Yeah, towing the
I can do a reroll
terrain
on this.
for
Do that.
-1, or for +1 save.
And
Gives him
strength
a good
5,
save
T5.
with Armor of Contempt.
Wonderful.
Nothing.
Ooh, flubs the Destructor
12 other
shots, though.
shots. Also
Those
on
3 damage shots
3s.
would have been nice to put down, but now we're firing the Heavy
And then
Bolter.
force.
Not an amazing
8
conversion.
2 damage.
I do
Cool,
think
so
that
we've
we
got
have a
one
guy
guy in cover, I'll take it on first.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 up.
Oh!
Fails first one.
Do we kill him? We do!
Ooh, is it
Incredible.
worth that CP? Because you do have a bunch
Oh,
of these
that's
rapid
something.
fire ones. They're only strength 4. I think I'll save the CP. Let's just kill them.
Yeah, the CP there, if we had,
A few?
if that had allowed Dylan to
Yeah,
keep
rapid
that
fire,
one
keep
possessed
it
alive, it
possessed.
could have allowed him to
That's
take
10 shots.
a ton of the Guardian Spear shooting on that 2+ save as well.
Hitting on 2s. I'll use the Emperor's Chosen reroll there.
Yep.
Hitting on
5s.
Just the 2.
3s. Hey, kill another guy.
All right. I'm going to be honest, chat, that shooting was a little bit more
Because my
effective than I
rolling has
thought
been
it
bad,
would
and
be.
I'm like just getting through this because possessed are done.
Yeah. Vexilla will shoot a spear.
Mm-hmm.
2s and 5s with his reroll. Just the 1.
Oh my. Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Charges.
Yeah.
1 CP.
Yes.
Want to hurt them here. Yeah, I need to do that. This Dark Apostle can heroic 3, right?
Yeah. 3.
You have a bunch on there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to do. I will just charge those zest. Can't beat those guys. Yeah, I'll charge the possessed with the yellow.
Yep.
8.
Cool.
So you want to show me? Can you show me 3 on the Dark Apostle, please?
Yeah, sure.
So just stay inside of that.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, cool. He's in there. Vexilla will charge the possessed.
Yeah.
This side. Yep.
Yep. Oh, the other part of Curse Death is you take mortal wounds when you charge.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I do that at the end of charges, I think.
Okay.
I don't know, each time a unit finishes it. Yep.
Yeah,
So, yellow unit, they take... I think they take 1.
Did you roll one? I think 1 is...
No, they take nothing. They take nothing. You're fine.
Can Venom Crawlers... It's again their strength. Actually, they're better in punching than they are shooting. They have 1 extra strength. So these Sage will charge the green possessed.
Exactly.
In the box, please.
That's what they're in.
It's 4. Just want to do a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it like this. He failed his charge. The other guy's good. Okay.
Yeah.
I will go with the yellow unit.
Okay.
So I want to stay outside of an inch.
Yep.
So it's as close as I can get. Crazy happens. Fortunately, I have to do.
I've got to do the mortal wounds for the green unit.
Oh yeah.
They take 1.
Take 1 on a 4+.
You save it. Cool.
Right, so 5 attacks. Sorry, so these guys will go. They have 3 attacks base plus dagger.
Cool.
There's 5 of them, so 15. 5 of these. Do you have any wounded guys? You do, right?
Not wounded guy.
Daggers first. On 2s. This is what I can't reroll, right?
No, you can't reroll. Oh, Jesus.
2, 1 damage.
Saved, not saved, saved. Just kills him.
Okay. And then the spears. 2s. Next 7 is 3s. Ooh, come on. Just the 4.
This dice
Oh,
continuing to punish a little bit.
So another guy and a half.
Oh my god.
Guy and a bit.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
We'll take that guy. Window.
I wonder.
wait.
It doesn't seem.
Daggers are -2?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll kill another possessed.
Okay.
Think. Yes, you will. Yeah, you will. And it leaves no one wounded. There we go.
Doesn't look like there's a way for CoGo to be able to take the objective. This, to be fair here, with 6 enemies on it. Oh, plus these 2 guys. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9 enemies on it. Plus the possessed will get to go. Yeah, there's no way.
Sagittarium into the other ones.
Yep.
4, 8, 12, 16 daggers.
Yep.
And this is also no rerolls, right?
Yeah, no rerolls.
So 2s and 4s.
Strength 5, so yeah, 4s. Okay.
AP2, 1 damage. Goes to AP1.
Okay.
So you're at 4.
So 4s, saved. Goes through. Saved. Goes through. Goes through. So it'll kill him and leave the other guy on a wound. Cool.
Stay there. Now you can punch me back.
Yeah, so I'll fight you with the possessed into the red unit. Yes. Possessed into the red unit. Go. 5 attacks. I was charged, so I get to reroll. Cool. 6 hits. 3 wounds on the red unit. 3 ups.
We've got 3 ups.
Oh.
This was into the red unit, right?
It's 3 plus
Yeah, this is
saves.
red.
Just terrible.
So
This dice box
That's-
only
that's
knows
the
how to
unit.
roll
No.
2s.
you just
No, it's not.
Guys
Guys on a wound. Yeah. And we'll base him, whatever. He's based anyway. And he gets to hit me.
I'll kill you until you die from it. 2s, no rerolls. 3s, 2 of them.
Spawn 5 up? No. He dies.
Yeah, 8 of 10.
You finally did it!
One possessed unit finally dead. Almost there. It's actually, I mean, out of 30 possessed, you've killed 24
Then
so
I'll
far.
fight with the blue unit.
But now this blue unit swinging into the
This is
yellow
5
unit
guys,
is probably
25
going to
attacks.
be
Still got all the
pretty
buffs.
brutal.
So, hitting on 3s.
I can do with the 1 CP.
Did anything?
Nope.
Cool. 3s. Rerolling. Cool. So 8 auto hits and 8 extra hits and wounds. So there we go. They're the extra wounds, and then 4s again. Cool. So 20 wounds onto that unit.
Just a casual 20.
Yeah, just cash. I mean, possessed are just balanced. They're like a 300-point unit.
Yeah, everything's fine. We're all fine here now. How are you?
So I have a 4 up here, I think.
Yes.
And I don't think it's worth a reroll.
Yeah. Oof.
5 dead.
So that will clip the custodian guard squad. Yeah.
I think
Certainly
that might be the moment.
not
I can
the,
extend my digital hand.
Not the conversion
Yeah.
here that we needed.
Let's see.
I think we needed to charge and
Yeah.
kill that possessed squad
So,
and survive another
yeah,
turn,
next
and then I
turn
think we
need
have
to
a
go and
game.
take an objective off you and kill it for long war.
It doesn't matter the points, right? You just
Yeah.
advance. So
Yeah, because I end up getting 12 in my turn.
Yeah, and it looks like this is the talk out chat. Well, chat, If anybody has any questions for the players, go ahead and throw them in there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the points.
A little unfortunate for CoGo, but it is to be expected, I think, against an army that is as lethal as the 30 possessed.
This game. You got the 1, I got the 0. Man, I don't know what I was thinking at the start of this game.
The thing is, in most cases, the possessed should, because it's like that -1 to wound unit just tanks everything.
Mm.
And as soon as you move into the center, you just sort of get collapsed in on.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get to you before turn 3, before you got your exploding 6s. So, I was going to send chaff, and then I was like, well, if I wait to fight this in turns 3, 4, and 5, then it's going to be even harder.
Yeah. You did. You got it 10-2.
Yeah.
But with me going first, it just means that there's no way for you to... It's like, so I've put possessed here, you have to get units up, and then you're going to get hit by all the possessed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
Because if you don't, your other option is you sit behind the line here, just throw a chaff unit on here to take it off me, and that's great, but then I just kill the chaff unit with like shooting and psychic and sit exactly where I am.
Yeah. I think, you going first was good, I think.
Yeah.
For your game plan. Yeah, and I think I should not have Shadow Keepers on turn 1.
No, that was just a complete waste of command points. I would not have done that.
Yeah, it would have been... I mean, to be fair, when you use the stratagem, you don't know whether or not they're going to be in the middle of the table, right? So missing the advance with that unit was awkward. Because if you can force a possessed into only the one that's buffed up,
yes,
the
right.
alpha strike is much lower. I think...
It's still...
Go ahead.
Go on. I was just going to say it's still only -10 attacks though for 2 CP.
True. But in theory, it should have been during my turn, so I get at least 2 rounds of minus attacks versus the one that I maybe would have gotten. So that was a big misplay. Because I tried to get the quiet ladies on there first just to sacrifice, and then they failed their advance, so they weren't going to get on there. So then,
yeah, and they had a pregame move too, right?
We did.
The Witch Seekers, yeah. I wonder if we wanted to just put them as close in that corner as we could have, to make that a little bit easier.
Totally, yeah. That was another misplay. For some reason, I was worried about the 2-inch thing in the wall. That was already the case, so yeah.
But I guess to be fair too, if the Witch Seekers were farther forward and far enough forward that they could get charged on turn 1, that gives you something to charge on turn 1, so you get to get to the objective anyway.
Yeah, it's...
What, for Dylan? Yeah,
so,
for Dylan.
Well, no, for you. Because the problem was that the Witch Seekers were too far away so that they couldn't... They weren't quite close enough to tow the objective, right?
If it helps, even on the corner, with the double 1 he rolled for the advance, he still doesn't make it. He'd have to have moved them out, and at which point I just shoot them off with Venom Claws.
Yeah, that's the case for sure.
I think the main issue was if the possessed have turn 1, I can slightly tow the objectives, but you've got to put something on it. But then, from your deployment line, you don't have a good charge into them. You're not going to get 2 units. You might get 1 unit, which won't kill the buff possessed unit, and then you've got 2. But if you move up, you then get collapsed in on by all 3 possessed units, which even with the minus attacks and Shadow Keepers and all the buffs, you're probably not surviving.
Yeah.
It's one of the... If you get turn 1, though, I get the exact same issue. It's like, you can tow here, I can get a bit of a better charge on. But you just send a chaff unit, I've got to kill it, and then it gets a bit weird.
I guess that would have been... Yeah, it's like, how do I avoid the collapse of 3 on 1? I don't know if that's possible. The Tanglefoot, like a cheeky Tanglefoot, maybe keeps one of them away, but with how close you are here.
You can keep it to a collapse of 2 on 1 if you like push another unit up the side. So I can only collapse 2 on, which doesn't wipe the unit like we saw, but it still cripples it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe going first would have been a chance here.
It definitely means you will get the engage in turn 2. Whereas me going first, I can push it to turn 3 if I want to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I thought I was going to play Necrons. I thought I was going to have 16 seed against the 1 seed. And I knew, what's his name, Max was going to play Necrons.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this actually would have actually been a good army into that. I thought it was going to be double Catan, but he's got, what, super vehicle heavy, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's vehicle gun line, which works now.
Yeah, I mean, I would have, liked to have taken -1 to hit 0 up saves on that stuff.
Hey, I automatically accidentally countered your army by just not taking guns. It was that easy. Just don't.
Yeah.
Why shoot?
And then, my one chance to save my Emperor's Chosen Trajan miserably on all those mortal wounds and just died like a punk.
Poor guy. We did have a question there about Trajan not using his double fight earlier and being possessed.
Yeah, I know I should have looking back for sure. I thought I'd get one more go out of him and then use it, but it should have been the turn to use it.
Sure. Yeah, there was a potential there. I mean, hindsight being 2020, if we knew that Dylan saves were going to be as bad as they were, he probably flips that objective on that turn. If he double fights, it just like kills 5 models randomly.
Past 5 possessed him, runs over the entire game. It's quite impressive since they were on 4 ups.
The at least on the green squad, which is out of cursors, if I remember correctly, but the 1 out of 13 5 ups is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Eviscerated by the shield guard.
I think I mean, it's even this marine unit back here with the chainswords isn't like that ignorable because they get to strength 5 because they're corn if they charge. They get to AP 2 because they're corn. So this unit back here still puts out like 21 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding you on 4s, and putting you on your 3 or your 4. I think Chaos Space Marines are just a really awkward matchup for the Custodes.
Yeah, I was going to go Dread Heavy. I mean, that probably would have helped with all your AP2, but I wouldn't have had as many... Sorry, not AP2. 2 damage. I wouldn't have as many models.
I think the weight of attacks might also just break through there.
Yeah, that would be what it takes. That baleful icon with no rerolls was also brutal. It was a good piece of tech into me. Yeah. Well, hey man, good game. Well done.
Yeah.
Well played. And now you must win the entire event.
Yes. Well, I have to because I have to play Max because he's avoided playing me and conceded twice in the last 2 games. He must just be terrified. I don't know.
There you go. I think that's Then we will get to see the Necrons. Be interesting.
Necrons. I want to do Necrons into a bunch for that. You can fire all your Gorse. You can wound me on 6s, and I save on 2s.
When does Lord Solar's Sister's Blob go?
So that's next week. Unfortunately, Salad had to go out of town, so they are playing sort of later next week, I think.
Gotcha. That would have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that one does against the Terminator Brick. I think he's been posting his memes in the Invitational channel about how he's not looking forward to that matchup, but
you can. To be fair, there's one mistake I've got in the list, which is I should have taken the Warlord trait, so you can make a possessed unit 1 extra strength and 1 extra AP. So then they just start to absolutely blend shield units, because you can be hitting on 3s, re-rolling exploding 6s, hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, putting them on the 4-up save.
Yeah, that seems great.
It's like you just start wiping units off the board.
For sure.
The fact that the -1 to wound on a whole possessed unit like that with that relic for a champion is wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. And then 100 point Dark Apostle that can do 11 attacks at strength 7, 3 carrying over is wild.
Yeah, I mean he's not. Oh, he's not strength 7. So he starts at strength 4. So he starts at strength 4, gets +1 for exalted possession, so strength 5, then +2 for the mace, so strength 7. Then he gets +2 for diabolical strength. So he's actually strength 9. He wounds knights on 3s. You can walk up with a very angry priest and just knock a knight off the board.
Yeah, he needs a little.
Except sometimes he just doesn't, because he flubs his litany and then he's sad boy.
Yeah, you don't get the litany off. You fail diabolical strength, and then you sat there and it's like, well, I'm still kind of killing.
Yeah, it's like I'm a regular Space Marine character now. Here we go. I guess he's better than most Space Marine characters.
Man, Trivia, this is the first time I realized, like, thank you for catching us on the 2-inch engagement thing. That is really, really causing some problems.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's just getting used to it. Like 90% of the time, it's when you're measuring into or out of obscuring terrain. You just get project yourself an extra inch, and just I think playing like 1 or 2 games with it, you notice it. The real problematic stuff doesn't happen quite as often, but can get in there.
It's annoying. It's a little bit less of an issue on other style of boards, where I think they're not huge squares that project into the center of the board.
For sure, yeah. The U.S. Open layouts definitely I think exacerbate the extra threat range problem, but I think alternatively, if you're playing something with a lot of smaller pieces, the problem where you can dive in and out of obscuring terrain becomes an issue. So I imagine that you see different results of the rule come up in different layouts, and either way it's probably going to be a nightmarish piece of garbage. So I hope it gets changed.
Yeah, I know. I am based on how WTC have ruled it. I imagine it's not the intent, and Games Workshop will change it.
Yeah, it feels like the same deal as Lookout Sir when 9th edition came out, where they changed it 4 different times to try until they finally got their final intent. And I imagine that we get a similar situation to that. But yeah. Luckily, it's not going to be too much of a problem, at least locally for me, because a lot of the UK events just copy paste the WTC FAQ in. Sure.
So it won't show. I mean, it'll be one thing that will massively change the meta between the UK and the US.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So it'll be the UK will be like, well, we're playing normally, in the US will go, yeah, so our meta is just take 30 Terminators and charge.
Yeah, Deep Strike. You get your 7-inch charge out of Deep Strike, 6-inch charges with Cancel of Hate. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And Space Marines will still be bad because.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thanks, Trevi.
All right, guys. Yeah.
Stuff. Good man.
Yeah.
Thank you for the game, Dylan. Congratulations on making it forward. Hopefully you have a little while before Lord Solar and Salad play to read your stratagems, and then you'll be golden.
Well, I don't read. I can't read.
to do what now? What is that? What is that word you said? What is it?
I just need Reese to win because he's UK time, and it means I won't be playing at midnight.
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough.
Yeah, appreciate the flexibility there, Dylan, on the time.
Yeah, fine. Cool. See ya.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks again, Trevi.
Yeah.
See you.
All right, chat. That's it for us today. Congratulations to Dylan for making it forward into round 2 of the Invitational. CoGo put up a good fight. I think it was an interesting game, but yeah, unfortunately, things got... Dylan's saves were very bad, but I do think CoGo got a little unlucky because of the first turn movement. I think it really hampered him quite a bit. I know he mentioned that he thought he was going to be playing against the first seed, 16 versus 1, but I don't think what he didn't take into account is that we did have a player reject their invite, which shifted, I think, a lot of players down. And the player pool was not declared at the time that the lists were submitted. So I think CoGo went into that one a little bit blind. We'll get Heretics versus Heretics. Let's look at the bracket real quick here. So Dylan is our one Heretic moving forward. We could get Salad as the Heretic if he wins his game. I know that Lord Solar does not think he has a chance, but we'll see. Or Skew Lord, I should say, his actual name. So I think there's there's a coin flip's chance if we get it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It may happen, but we'll find out about that next week. All right, everyone. Otherwise, I'm going to be live tomorrow. That game is a little bit up in the air, actually. There is a non-zero chance it actually does not get covered. And if that's the case, then I apologize. But the players have had a little bit of a technical mishap with someone's electricity and are trying to push the game to first thing tomorrow morning, which I may not be able to cover because they are on European time. So I apologize if that doesn't get changed, if that doesn't get covered. I do have the updated time in the schedule, but stay tuned for news about that. Otherwise, I'll definitely be live on Sunday morning. That is going to be Agent X versus King Kong Fury. Very excited about that game. And then we have a doubleheader on Monday. So cool. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll go ahead and